So what's it like to drive and maintain a 2003 Land Rover Defender TD5? Carry on watching and see. Hello, in this video I thought I'd talk about something a little bit different, and that's my experience of owning and maintaining a Land Rover Defender TD5. In fact, before I crash my Land Rover Defender TD5, I think I'll pull over and stop for safety. That's better. My Defender's a 2003 110 crew cab or double cab or pickup. I'm not entirely sure what the correct description is, but I think I've covered all bases there. And if I haven't, I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments. As I said, it's a 2003 Land Rover Defender. It's got 180,000 on the clock at the moment. And when I got it, it had done 127,000, which at the time I didn't think was too bad for a well-maintained Land Rover Defender. I live in the south of England, and when I bought it on eBay, incidentally. I had to travel up north on a train to collect it. Now, prior to that, I'd never driven a Defender before, and I certainly hadn't test-driven this one. So it was a little bit of a leap of faith, or I was just lucky, or perhaps all Defenders are built this way. I'm still undecided. Before owning my Defender, I'd never been particularly interested in cars. I'm a plumber by trade, and I've only ever driven vans. But we've always had a new family car, but I would never dream of trying to maintain that. It would always go to a dealership. One day, I was in a Land Rover dealership, and I noticed they had a brand new Land Rover Defender in the showroom. This was obviously while they were still in production. Now, I'm not saying I was smitten, but I found myself thinking about Land Rover Defenders a lot more than a grown man should. The problem was, a year earlier, I'd only just bought a brand new Ford Transit van, and I couldn't afford or justify buying a Defender at that time. Anyway, long story short, I sold the van and bought my Land Rover Defender, this one. And I have no regrets, none at all. So what's it like to drive and maintain a 2003 Land Rover Defender? Stay tuned and see.
Now, my Defender isn't totally basic. It's got heated seats, a heated windscreen and electric windows. Compared to modern cars, it is still a little bit agricultural. But let's be honest, modern cars are almost too easy. They're comfortable, quiet, smooth, and about as engaging as a dishwasher. Basically, you just start them up and steer them, and if you don't fall asleep, they'll get you there. However, get behind the wheel of a 2003 Defender and you instantly realise that driving is more than just pushing a button and steering. I'm not bigging it up, but you have to take control, understand it, listen to it. There's no risk of falling asleep behind the wheel. Your arms just won't let you. And then there's the freedom, not the poetic open road freedom. No, I mean actual freedom. You know, the simple things like not worrying about too much where you park and not worrying too much if you get a slight dink. I've had new cars and new vans and spent a lot of time worrying about where I'm going to park them. Are they going to get scratched? Are they going to depreciate in value? Of course, the added bonus is I can service and repair my Defender myself, and I don't have to wait for garages to fit me in sometime this year. Anyway, enough of the backstory. Let me just address some of the myths surrounding old Land Rovers. If you haven't got one, you want one. Well, we all know that's not a myth. Myth number 1. Old Defenders are bad for the environment. Well, that's a can of worms I do not want to open. Myth number 2. Defenders are unreliable. Mine has only let me down once, thanks to a snapped serpentine belt. Okay, it's failed the MOT a couple of times, but only small things, nothing dramatic, nothing that left me weeping. Myth number 3. The heating in old Land Rover Defenders is rubbish. My Defender's got factory-fitted heated front seats and a heater that works very well. In fact, in this demonstration I can prove it to you. I kept this thermometer outside until it reached the current ambient temperature, and then I brought it inside my Defender, my running Defender. Initially I decided to put the thermometer down in front of the heater outlet just to speed up the process. And as you can see, the temperature reaches a very comfortable 25 degrees. Myth number 4. All old Land Rover Defenders leak when it rains. Well, alright, yes, mine leaks in the odd place, but only a few drips, nothing that soaks the mats. For instance, There's a small patch on the roof where I think a searchlight once lived. That leaks occasionally. I just go round it with a bit of silicone. It's on the roof, so it doesn't look that great. But who cares? What about myth number 5? Old Land Rover Defenders are slow. Oh, absolutely. I mean, my Defender purrs along at about between 47 miles per hour and 50 miles an hour. In my opinion, as I'm not belting up and down motorways all day every day, 50 miles an hour is plenty. Myth number 6. Old Land Rover Defenders are uncomfortable. Well, my wife and I recently completed a 4,000-mile road trip through France and Spain and back, and we found the Defender to be perfectly comfortable. A little bit rattly and noisy, but comfortable nevertheless. Myth number 7. The final myth on my list is that Land Rover Defenders are thirsty. Well, my Defender is a 2.5 TD5. On my recent 4,000-mile road trip, my Defender averaged about 34 miles per gallon. Now, I think 34 miles per gallon is excellent, especially considering the amount of enjoyment you get from driving a Land Rover Defender. Well, there you are. I've dispelled all 7 of those myths. I'm sure at some point every Defender ticks one or all of these boxes. In fact, I think most older cars do. But if anything goes wrong with the Defender, you take the initiative, pick up some tools and adapt and overcome. So I would say, if you haven't got one, get one.
So there you are, my honest experience of owning and maintaining the 2003 Land Rover Defender. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's dependable, it's reliable and it's characterful. And also, every time I drive it, it feels like an adventure. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this little Defender ramble. And if you did, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And here's the best bit, I'm never going to sell it. I'll just keep it going. Right.
Once again, thank you for watching and thank you for your subscription.